with the pretense. When are you going to drop the act and all of that? Yeah. Yes. Terry, when he wins a title or gets me in a title race, not 7 games in, not 17 games in, not 27 games in, 30 odd games in, then I've said, and I also said it on that watch along. And if you did my fan cam, because you do the fan cam reviews, I don't know if you did, I'll be honest. Yeah. I even said on my fan cam that if he gets Arsenal in a title race till the final month of the season, I'll be the first to put my hands up and say, do you know what? Fair play to him. It's banged. The process of, sorry, it's a youth project now. The youth project has banged. Terry, fantastic start. Yeah, I've just done a show with Rance a minute ago. I've just sat there and I've said to him, bro, other than Man United, we have been flawless this season. We have been the best team to watch in the league this season. But nobody clips that crap, do they? Yeah, no. There's people in this chat that come and watch me every single show. Every single show. They don't like me, but they're here every week. Big up to them. Constantly copying them, like this Arsenal 1972. He's copied and pasted that text about 50 times since we've been live. Like, bro, you are a super fan of Ligue 1, my friend. Yeah. And guess what? I'm still Arteta out. Well done. Fantastic start to the season. And it has been great to watch. Granit Xhaka has been our player of the season so far. But Terry, small sample sizes and small runs of form that ultimately lead to nothing are irrelevant. I've told you this a million times. If we end up this season winning nothing, he has failed again. If we do not get top 4, he has failed again. For me, it's a title. We've spent 400 million under this, or just shy, hang on, 365 million quid we've spent under this manager. Look at our bench. What happened to that versatility, the flexibility, the squad depth? Because as soon as we have a couple of players injured, we've got a 15-year-old coming on, a 17-year-old on the bench. Marquinhos is 19 on the bench. Rob Holding's still there, just to be a cheerleader. We've got 2 goalkeepers on the bench every week. Gabriel Jesus is 1 yellow card away from a suspension, by the way. So the next game in the league is Spurs. Now, let's assume he gets booked in that game. Now he misses Liverpool. Gabriel Jesus is also 1 injury away from us having Eddie and Nketiah up front. So Thomas Partey came back, and I thought he was superb again, by the way. Him, Jesus, Saliba, and Xhaka were the 4 standouts in that game. Shout out to Tierney as well. Yeah, 5 standouts. Not a single player played bad at the weekend. That was a comprehensive victory against a team that, number one, we should be beating, by the way. Yeah, real talk. But a team that are very compact, very hard, and very good in transition. When they get the ball back, they break on you quick. They're very powerful going forward. They're very physical as a team, but they also have mad tech as well. And when they've got the banger up front in Ivan Toney, they've always got a chance. Bro, we made them look average at best. Yeah, and I said this in my fan cam, which, by the way, I don't know how I got 42,000 views on it, because I thought I only got views when we lose. But I don't know, I've got more views than most of the super fans, by the way, on a small channel. I don't know how that works. Yeah, I don't know.
I want to go back to something you said, because I want to make sure I get my facts right. When you said what would make you Arteta in, so you said if he gets you into a title race, at what point would you consider
the final month of the season? Okay. Not a title race in September or August or October. Get me in the.
Okay. That's what I get that. So look, my follow-up question is
all the way through for the 3 years, by the way.
So I'm just trying to be really specific here to understand. So when you say in the final month, how many points away from the leaders do you consider being in a title race? Because that's very key. Because for me, I look at a title race until the last month's normally 3 or 4 games. I would say mathematically able to win it in 3 or 4 games.
Maximum 6.
If you get to the 1st of May and you're
we're within 6 points.
And you're 5 points. Start of May, you're 5 points away from City. Start of May, you are then Arteta in.
I wouldn't say I'm Arteta in, Terry. Yeah, what I'd say is I'll hold my hands up and say, do you know what? I got it wrong. Yeah, that doesn't mean that I'm now going to start twerking for the manager every week. Yeah, do you know what I mean? Let's be real, Terry, right? In my lifetime as an Arsenal fan, which spans a long time, by the way, I've seen George Graham win and beat the best team on the planet, by the way, in Liverpool, and pretty much end their dominance. Let's be real, in 91, by the way, this shirt was in fashion back then. It was 2 shirts. Yeah, 2 years for 1 shirt. Now it's 1 week and you get another one. Yeah, this is when football weren't about money. And George Graham won a cup double. I see that. He won in Europe and he broke Liverpool's dominance. Yeah, he was a top-class manager. The league finishes, by the way, under George Graham at times were a shambles. I think we finished 12th one season. I think it was the season we won the cup double. I think we finished 12th. I think we finished 10th under him at one point as well, right? But at the same time, we won the League Cup as well in, what, 87? 87. So for me, Terry, I've then seen Arsene Wenger, who's taken sexy football at Arsenal, tippy-tappy. We've won doubles. We've won invincible seasons. We never won anything in Europe, by the way. He never won anything in Europe, but it was a good time from when I was like starting supporting Arsenal to when maybe 2008, 9. That was a good period in my life supporting Arsenal. Yeah, I've seen Arsenal win 17 trophies, Terry. So why should my standards be anything less than winning a trophy? Why? It ain't my fault after people that want to run their mouth to me, yeah, and say I'm toxic and negative. It ain't my fault they weren't born when we won the league. Yeah, it ain't my fault that they ain't seen us win anything of any note other than the FA Cup. Yeah, which, by the way, if we hadn't have won that FA Cup and we'd finished 4th, they would have made out was bigger than the FA Cup. But because we didn't do it and we won the FA Cup's bigger. And Chelsea, you can have your top 4. Yeah, well, ironically, they then went and won it under Tuchel straight after that. Yeah, they won the Champions League that they got into the top 4 under Lampard with. So I look at it, Terry, and I think, well, if we finished outside of the top 4 this season, then that's a disgrace. Absolute shambles. If he doesn't win a trophy this season and finishes outside the top 4, I could understand why the club would still keep him. The aim of elite sport is to win trophies. Doesn't matter whether you finish 10th, 12th, 13th, 1st, 2nd, whatever. If you win a trophy, if he wins the League Cup, yeah, I will cheer that trophy, mate. It's a trophy. That's the aim, right? You're supposed to win trophies. And if he finished 5th or 6th or 7th and won that cup, I would cheer it. I wouldn't want him here. I'd say, cheers, mate. You've won a couple now. See you later. Yeah. You've left us half-decent squad. Cheers. If he gets us in the top 4 and wins the League Cup or the FA Cup, then I could understand why he'd keep his job. But again, for me, Terry, I have grown up on Arsenal winning and competing, yeah, for all the honours. If he won the league or got us in a title race, and this is where people are going to go, you're contradicting yourself now. If he won the league, cool. I'd be like, wow, I never expected that. I am fully buried in the mud. I'd even buy a T-shirt with Arteta in, I'm in the mud on it. He ain't winning the league, Terry. If he finished 2nd, 3rd, or 4th, but finished within 6 points of the leader, yeah, then I'd go, do you know what? I'll cut him some slack because he did what I wanted. Even if he didn't win anything, if it gets me in a title race till the death and finished around 6 points behind the leader, then I'll cut him some slack because he has done a lot of money, Terry. He has been the most protected manager in world football. Yeah, Thomas Tuchel went into a football club that was 9th. He finished 4th and won the league. Yeah, he also won the Super Cup, the Club World Cup. We have seen other football managers take over clubs that have been absolutely in disarray, and they've made them better instantly. All you get at Arsenal is, oh, well, he inherited a crap squad. Well, it can't be that crap because he won the cup with it, mate. Rome weren't built in a day. Well, how comes it is at other clubs then? Yeah, oh, but it's a youth project. It takes time. It's a never-ending process that has no end date.
Let me just say, look, look, it's good that you clarified what would kind of make you say you were wrong. And I think that the reason that I say that's fair is because you've set a standard. And that's what I'd say. That this is the ironic thing is this. Everyone knows, and I'll get onto it in a minute, where I think Arsenal are right now. But if you're someone that believes in Arteta to a point where you think he's going to get you in title races, he's going to win you major trophies, and he's going to win you the league, then you shouldn't really be annoyed with what anything, barring one thing, which I'll come back to, that Lee has said. Because Lee has stated that if he gets you to those points, he's going to admit he was wrong. That means you know that Lee's going to be wrong. So therefore, you shouldn't be angry at Lee. Like, logically speaking, if I'm an Arsenal fan, I'm going, well, that's cool. I believe in Arteta. Lee said that he'll believe in Arteta when he does what I think Arteta is going to achieve. I think Arteta is going to achieve it. I'm looking forward to this. I think what it is two things. Some Arsenal fans just want to hear nothing but positivity all the time about everything. That's some.
Why
some
do you
of
think that is?
well, I don't know the exact reason as to why. I think some people, that's how they it's almost that's how they kind of enjoy things in terms of I want the things I like. I only want to see them spoken about in a nice way and done my way and everything else. And the reason I say that is I know people that are Arteta in that are fully behind him, but there'll be a tweet that goes out that says how many points we getting in our next 5. And if you say the wrong number, if you say the wrong number, no matter how much of an Arteta inner you get absolutely cooked. The other thing though, where I agree with these people is I do feel like you should be able to celebrate on the rise to getting to these points if you think you're going to get there. So for me, just because when Man United and Ten Hag are not where I want them, doesn't mean I won't celebrate and be happy after winning football matches. And I can understand how people get frustrated by that. What I would say is this, though, like, we've got to respect people's differences in the sense of some people are choosing to just keep their powder dry, not allow themselves to get carried away. Because the one thing I'd say is this: if you do get carried away thinking this is it, you're back, and it goes wrong, like you are going to end up feeling that pain.